Hello everyone, welcome to Neo Daily Current Affairs program. Today on December 19, the topics will be dealing are Asiatic Lion, World Economic Forum Gender Gap Index 2018, Reform and Opening Up Policy of China, Bogeybill Bridge, Far Out, and Gulf of Aden is our math topic, and finally PQRS, that is Previous Question Revision Series. Let us go through the topics one by one. Asiatic Lion. Recently, 3 Asiatic lions were killed in the Gir Forest Division, which is in Gujarat, when a goods train ran over them. So it came in news now. And few words about Asiatic lion. The Asiatic lion is a Panthera leo population in India, and its range is restricted to the Gir National Park and the surroundings in the Indian state of Gujarat. And when we compare this Asiatic lion with African lion, both are subspecies of the same species, and Asian lions are slightly smaller than the African counterpart. And the male Asiatic lion's ears tend to remain visible at all times, that you can see here in the picture also. Why? Because the male Asiatic lion has a relatively short, sparse and darker mane compared to the fuller mane of African lion. And the most distinguishing characteristic of the Asiatic lion is the longitudinal fold of skin that runs along its belly. This is absent in African lions. And about the threats, usual threats are poaching and habitat fragmentation, and 3 major roads and a railway track pass through the Gir protected area, so they die due to the rail and road accidents. And 3 big temples inside this protected area which attract large number of pilgrims. And there has been an increase in lion population over the past years, and more than 200 lions stay outside the protected area. And another one is the dying by falling into the unguarded wells around the Gir protected area. And also, the Asiatic lion faces threat of genetic inbreeding. So far this year, around 35 lions have lost due to the canine distemper virus and some other protozoal infections. And about their conservation status, they are listed in Schedule 1 of Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, and it is a size protected animal, and it is listed in Appendix 1. And IUCN has classified it under the endangered category. The other one, the African lion, is under vulnerable category. Coming to our next topic, World Economic Forum Gender Gap Index 2018. India has ranked 108 in the Gender Gap Index 2018. In 2017 also, India was on the 108th position. And few words about the Global Gender Gap Index 2018. It is prepared by the World Economic Forum, and it is an index designed to measure gender equality in the major and emerging economies. Total 149 countries are ranked based on 4 thematic dimensions. One is economic participation and opportunity, then educational attainment, health and survival, and political empowerment. In addition to it, the 2018 edition studies skills gender gap related to artificial intelligence. And about the India's performance in gender gap index, as I said before, India made no improvement in the overall gender gap ranking in 2018 compared to last year. It stood at 108th position out of 149 countries in 2018, the same as in 2017. And India ranked lower on all segments: economic participation and opportunity, educational attainment, health and survival ranking, and political empowerment. You can see that in this table. Now let us see one by one. India continues to rank 3rd lowest in the world on health and survival. It remained the world's least improved country on the sub-index over the past decade, and our ranking slipped to 147 in 2018 from 141 in 2017. And only 2 countries were below India on this sub-index. One is Armenia, which is at 148th position, and another one is China, which is at 149th position. And India's ranking on political empowerment came down to 19 in 2018 from 15 in the previous year. And the country has closed nearly 40% of its gender gap on this sub-index. And on political empowerment, one country, the Bangladesh, it has reached a level of gender parity of more than 50% among South Asia. Interestingly, India has the second largest artificial intelligence workforce, but it has one of the largest artificial intelligence gender gap with only 22% of roles filled by women. And according to the report, the world has closed 68% of its gender gap, and at the current rate of change, it will take another 108 years to close the overall gender gap. And South Asia was the second lowest ranking region in the index, with only 65% of the gender gap is closed now, and India is slightly ahead of the regional average, having closed 66%. And in overall ranking, the Iceland hold the top position, followed by Nordic countries, the Norway, Sweden and Finland. And our next topic for discussion is reform and opening a policy of China. China is celebrating the 40th anniversary of China's reform and opening a policy. The policies actually transformed China into a global economic powerhouse. And few words about the policy. The reform and opening a policy refers to the program of economic reforms and is termed as socialism with Chinese characteristics. And the reform is within the Communist Party of China led by Deng Xiaoping, and it was started in December 1978. And the positive implications of these economic reforms include the China's GDP has increased by 42 times between 1980 and 2017, from around $300 billion to $12.7 trillion. And China ranks the world's biggest exporter. And the average growth rate in China's economy between 1980 and 2016 is 10.2%. And average life expectancy moved from 66 to 76, and illiteracy rate reduced from 22 to 3.2%. But there are some negative implications also. The China became increasingly unequal. The richest 1% of the population held 13.9% of national wealth, and the poorest half of the population holds just 14.8% of the country's wealth. And also, the country's carbon emission recorded a 5-fold increase between this 1980 and 2014. That's all about reform and opening a policy of China. Our next topic is Bogibeel Bridge. It is a combined road and rail bridge over the Brahmaputra river in the Assam between Dhemaji and Dibrugarh district, and it is the longest rail-cum-road bridge in India, and it is about 4.9 kilometers. And at present, the troops moving between the Dhemaji and Dibrugarh district, which is on opposite banks of Brahmaputra river, they have to travel more than 600 kilometers through the Kolia-Bomora bridge. And there is a dispute regarding an apt name for this Bogibeel bridge. The organizations of the Thai Ahom community, they demanded that the bridge should be named after the founder of the Ahom kingdom in Assam. But Assam government proposed to name the bridge after the last queen of the kingdom controlled by the Chutia community. And two other indigenous communities named Deuri and Missing, they also want the bridge to be named after their leaders. Next is a very small topic, far out. It is a newly discovered object which is the most distant body ever observed in the solar system. And it is located over 100 times farther than Earth is from the Sun. And the scientists named this object as Far Out. Now let us move on to our regular programs. First is MapAided program, and today's topic is Gulf of Aden, and this is our today's current affairs topic also, and you can locate Gulf of Aden in your atlas. As you can see here, it is bounded by Yemen to the north, the Arabian Sea and the Gaddafi Channel to the east, which is here, and Somalia to the south, and Djibouti to the west. And this Gulf of Aden, it shares its name with the port city Aden, which is in Yemen. But historically, the Gulf of Aden was also known as the Gulf of Berbera. There is an ancient city, which is a port city in Somalia, named Berbera. So it was named after that city. And the Bab el-Mandeb Strait connect the Gulf of Aden with the Red Sea. And the Gaddafi Channel connect it with the Indian Ocean. And importance of this waterway is, it is part of the important Suez Canal shipping route between Mediterranean Sea and the Arabian Sea in the Indian Ocean. Another importance to this region is, after the Somali Civil War, which is in 2000, the piracy near Somali seas become a threat to the international shipping. So, an anti-piracy coalition known as the Combined Task Force 150 established a maritime security patrol area in the Gulf of Aden. And it is aided by Indian Navy and the Russian Navy. So, by 2010, there has been a steady drop in the number of piracy incidents. And recently, an INS patrol vessel named Sunaina deployed an anti-piracy patrol in the Gulf of Aden. And this ship has seized arms and ammunition from a fishing vessel off the coast of Somalia. And this region is very important for your prelims. So, you should cover all the major countries, water bodies and important straits in the region for your prelims. Coming to our last session, PQRS, Previous Question Revision Series. Today's question is from 2014 prelims and is related to environment. And the question is, which of the following is the correct sequence of a food chain? Option A, diatoms, crustaceans, herrings. Option B, crustaceans, diatoms, herrings. Option C, diatoms, herrings, crustaceans. And option D, crustaceans, herrings, diatoms. If you are clear about what is a diatom and what is a crustacean, very easily you can grab this question. It's rather a simple one. As we all know, a food chain starts with a producer and ends with a top consumer. In the oceans, the phytoplankton are the primary producers and they include diatoms, cyanobacteria or the blue-green algae, dinoflagellate or the flagellated protists, etc. These diatoms are unicellular algae. So here the answer is between option A and option C. And crustaceans, they are arthropods and which include crab, lobster, krill, crayfish, etc. And this herring is a fish and these herrings eat crustaceans. So here the answer is option A, diatoms, crustaceans, herrings. That's all for today. You can download today's current affairs material from the link given below. Thanks for watching the video.